I'm Dana, and today I'm going to teach you how to tune your guitar. So if I were to sit down at my keyboard and just play it, it's already going to be in tune. That sounds great. If I sit down at my piano and play it, it's probably going to be in tune. Not quite in tune. I need to call my piano tuner. With guitar though, if you sit down and play the perfect chord, but your guitar's out of tune, it's not going to sound good. So before you can learn how to play guitar, you have to learn how to tune it. I'm going to quickly play for you Sweet Child of Mine in tune so you can hear what it sounds like. She's got a smile and it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories. Sounds pretty decent, right? Well, here's what it sounds like if my guitar is not in tune. He's got a smile and it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories. Make it stop, please. First step to tuning your guitar is learning the strings. This is the body, this is the neck, this is the headstock, these are the tuning pegs, these are the frets, and these are the strings. There are 6 strings on the guitar. Before we start tuning them, we need to know what the string names are. The musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it repeats A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So each string has its own note name. E, A, D, G, B, E. The top and the bottom string are pretty easy to memorize because they're both E's, so keep that in mind. There's a well-known acronym that a lot of people use to memorize their strings, and it is Eddie 8 Dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. So E, A, D, G, B, E. Sometimes it's fun and more memorable to make up your own. So a student of mine came up with elephants and dogs have got big ears. E-A-D-G-B-E. So you can use the Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie, or come up with your own. So what makes this string an E? Well, that pitch, E, is always E. It's E on the keyboard, E. It's E on the piano. If my piano was in tune, this would be an E. It's E on a flute. E. An E sound is always an E. So there's a certain amount of tension on this string that makes it an E sound. Listen to what happens if I loosen my string. It's gonna go E, D sharp, D. All of a sudden it becomes a different note. And if you tune it too tight or make the string too short, it's gonna go up to F. So it's gonna go E, F. You definitely don't want to tune your string too tight because it's probably gonna snap. So make sure while you're tuning, you're twisting your tuning peg nice and slow. If you don't know which way to turn your tuning peg, just play your string and then turn it a little bit. And you'll be able to hear if the sound is going lower or if it's going higher. Your job as the tuner is to make sure that your string matches that perfect E pitch, A pitch, D pitch, G, B, and E. So you know all your string names. Now you need to know which string goes with which tuning peg. So what you can do is follow your string up and see which tuning peg your string is connected to. That will let you know which one you need to turn. So when you're looking at your tuning peg, we have your E string, A string, D string, so Eddie 8 Dynamite. And then on this side, it's G, B, E. Goodbye, Eddie. So when you're tuning, you're gonna start here with your top string and go down. And then on this side, you have your G, B, and E. So you're gonna start here and you're gonna end here. So there's 2 ways to tune your guitar. One, you can do it by ear. The second and more accurate way is to get yourself a tuner. Now there's a couple different types. There are tuners that clip onto your guitar. You can get a handheld tuner. My guitar is an acoustic electric, so it actually has a tuner built into it. Or you can get yourself a tuning app. The one that I recommend to my students is Guitar Tuna, T-U-N-A. It's just the first one that popped up for me and it seems to be really self-explanatory and works very well. So since most people don't have a guitar tuner and most people do have a smartphone, I'm going to show you how to tune today with the app. But first, I'm going to teach you how to tune by ear using a keyboard. Now keep in mind, when you're using this method, you have to know certain notes on the piano. So you have to know where your E is, right? So again, we have Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie. So we're going to start with our low E string. Now I'm going to detune my guitar a little bit so you guys can really hear how I tune it up. So when I'm tuning, I'm going to steadily play the string and slowly twist the tuning peg. So I'm going to play this E, E. So you can hear it's quite a bit off. you don't hear how that's the same note, that's totally okay. If this sounds very complicated and foreign to you and you can't really hear how the pitches match each other, then tuning your guitar by ear right now in your musical journey is not for you. So you might want to skip over the ear training part of this. And you can definitely improve your ear training, and I'll be bringing you a bunch of tutorials on all of that later. But right now, we just want to make sure you can get your guitar in tune. So we've got your E. Pretty good, right? Okay, next we have our A. So we're gonna pluck until we match that pitch. So what if you go too high and go above the pitch? You need to come back down, right? This brings up a good point because you always want to tighten your string or tune up. You don't ever want to tune down and leave it on a pitch because it's gonna fall out of tune. So if you do go too high, you want to go backwards. You want to go below the pitch again and come back up. Okay. Our next string is our D string. Here's our D note, and then we're going to play our D string. Next note is our G. I'm just slowly tightening my tuning peg till it matches that pitch. Again, if I go too high, I'm going to detune it and come back up. Our next string down is our B. Remember, we're just going to play the right hand over and over and slowly, slowly, slowly turn our tuning peg till it hits the right pitch. And then finally, we have our E string. We're in tune. Now I'm going to show you the more proper way to tune your guitar with a tuner. So we've got our tuner app ready to go, or you've got your built-in tuner or your handheld tuner. So on the app, you see your tuning pegs along with all your string names. So we have your E, A, D, G, B, E. Some mistakes I often see are that people will play the string once and let it ring, and then try and tune based on that one strum. But what happens is when you strum a string, it slowly loses its tune over time. Another mistake I see is people play their note too fast and then the tuner can't read it. So if you're playing super, super fast, sometimes it's hard for your tuner to read it. So you want just a nice steady pace while you're tuning. Just keep strumming the same string over and over. Sometimes people will accidentally play multiple notes. You really want to make sure you're just playing that single note. Okay, so our first string is our E. We're going to start at the top and just strum our E over and over. So if you'll notice, there's a big red bubble on the tuning app, and you want that to line up in the center of the screen. So right now my tone is too low, so that means the bubble's on the left. If the tone is too high, the bubble's going to be on the right of the screen. So we're just going to slowly tighten our string until our bubble hits the center. So slowly, slowly. There we go. It gives you a little beep. Congratulations, you made it. Now let's go to our next string, which is what string? Eddie 8. So next string is our A. So again, we're going to play nice and steady. And you'll see that this time the A is too high. So we need to loosen the string. Nice and slow until you hit the center line. And that's it, we're in tune, right? Not quite. Remember earlier when I said you need to tune up to a pitch, you never want to tune down to a pitch? When you're tuning down, there's not enough tension on the string. When you're tuning up, you're putting more tension on the string, so it's going to hold tight. If you're tuning down, it's lessening the tension and it's more likely to fall out of tune. So we're in tune right now, but we really want to go below the pitch and come back up. Nice and slow. Now we're just going to continue this with our next 4 notes. So we have our D. At first it's kind of confusing which way you need to turn your tuning pegs. But let's take a look at our G. I'm trying to tune it up, but let's say I'm going the wrong direction. You see how the bubble goes the wrong way? You can also hear the pitch going down. Your app is going to let you know that you're too low, so you need to go the other way. When you get closer to the line, you want to go extra slow with turning your tuning peg, just to make sure it hits. So 2 more strings. We have our B string. Again, we're too low, so we're going to tighten it. Okay. And then finally, our E string. Now let's check it out. Are we in tune? We're in tune. Now you're in tune and you're ready to rock. If you want one-on-one lessons, I do Skype lessons, so email me at danarichards@gmail.com. I also do ukulele and piano tutorials, so if there's anything specific you want to know or want to see from me, let me know down in the comments. See you next time.